We got a pretty epic submission this week coming out of Texas, so let's get into it. This tattoo was sent in by Caleb from Denton, Texas. Now the artist that did it was actually Nick York, and you can find him on Instagram, prof.york for Professor Nicholas D. York on Instagram. Now he does a lot of black work, American traditional style stuff, and it is just beautiful to see. If you want to check him out, you can find him at Dark Age Tattoo Studio right there in Denton, Texas, and they got some real killers there. A phenomenal roster of artists. I definitely recommend checking it out. But let's break it down. So right off the bat, I'm going to tell you, some of you might think that black work like this is relatively simple to do, and it's the easiest type of tattooing, but I am here to tell you it is not, especially when I zoom in and I see so much tight detail in there with the line work and just clean black fill-in. He did a great job here, and I'm telling you, it is very difficult to saturate black, especially in these tight little areas, without overworking the skin. So to see how well he did was very impressive. Right off the bat, I'm going to give the line work a 10 out of 10. Believe me, I scoured this thing for errors, and it is just beautiful all around. This is a real professional that has mastered his craft, so very impressive. 10 out of 10 for line work, and the saturation is no different. Look at it, super nice, rich black. Now this is obviously an edited photo, and when I switched to the healed version, you can see it held up very nicely. This is not an edited photo. This black stayed that black. So again, for the saturation, I gotta give it a 10 out of 10. There's nothing I am seeing wrong with this. Now, for the healing, that's the only place where I found flaws, okay? When I zoom in here, you see the eye, you see this little bit of blurring or blowout there. This is not uncommon. Again, when you're putting tight black in areas like that, it's bound to irritate the skin and damage it a little bit much, and you can see it just kind of blurred together, these tight little lines. Now, there are other places in the tattoo as well, like down here in these diamond pattern. If I go to the other healed version and I zoom in on the diamond pattern, you can see there were some patches that just didn't heal black, and also up in the umbrella, this was kind of the worst of it. If you look at these little spikes that are coming off the edge of the umbrella there, you can see how blurred they got there. Some of them, yeah, not so good. Now, these are pretty small nitpicks, and it looks phenomenal originally, but for the healing, I gotta give it a 9.5 out of 10, which means overall, I'm gonna give this one a 9.8 out of 10. Dang near perfect score on this one, guys, but stick around for a second. Let me explain to you why I did not give this a perfect score. I have said many times in different videos that tattooing is an imperfect art form. And what I mean by that is there's just too many factors that come into play, too many variables. Is this person's skin 100% healthy? Did the place on their body that they chose, does it heal well? Did the artist get a good breakfast? Did they get enough sleep? Are they shaky that day? Too much coffee? There's so many variables that come into play. And that's not even talking about how well their skin reacts to their certain type of pigment being used. And so little things like the blurring that's occurring here, this is just very typical, and I don't know that any artist could have prevented that with such a tight design on a small space on a calf. It's just overall, it's very beautiful work. He absolutely knows what he's doing, but the perfect tattoo probably just doesn't exist. I'm hoping that we'll find it on this show, but a 9.8 is pretty damn good if you ask me. So that's it for this one. Rate it down below in the comments, guys. Otherwise, if you want to send in your tattoo and get it rated, just send it to our Instagram. All right, bye-bye.